Hello, this video is the third in the series of weekly videos for friendlyatheist.com. I'm Edward Tarte. This video is about death, grieving, and especially funerals from my perspective as an ex-Catholic priest, now an atheist. When I was a priest for 5 years in the 1960s, funerals were one of my most difficult activities. Typically, I would go to the funeral home in the evening, say some words of condolence to the family, whom in most cases I did not know personally, and I would lead them in saying the prayer sequence known as the Rosary, saying the Hail Mary prayer. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Saying that prayer 50 times. The next morning, I would say the funeral mass at the church, followed by a trip to the cemetery, where I would say some official prayers at the grave and offer some final words of condolence to the grieving family. For my services, the family would pay me an amount of money of their choosing, in those days typically $20 or $25, as I recall. The funeral mass included many official church prayers, all of which I had to say, or the Catholic Church said I would go to hell. The longest so-called prayer, which I had to say over the casket, was the Latin prayer Dies Irae, translated Day of Wrath. It is a scary prayer about Judgment Day. In a solemn funeral mass with music, the choir would sing this prayer. And here is the beginning of that traditional Catholic melody, which I have recorded for you on my piano. At the Mass, I said this prayer in Latin, so the mourners would not understand the words unless they were following along in their missal books that had English translations. Some of the English words are, Day of Wrath. The prophet's warning is fulfilled. Heaven and earth are in ashes. What fear we have when our judge comes down from heaven. The book in which all thoughts and deeds have been written, from that book, judgment will be given. In the last half of the 5 years of my priesthood, I was becoming increasingly skeptical of the entire teaching of the Catholic Church, and we started saying that horrible prayer in English. Saying it made me more and more uncomfortable. So in funeral masses, I mumbled it in English very softly so that the mourners would not hear the words. Wikipedia tells me that the Dies Irae was removed from the required prayers of the funeral mass in 1970, although some priests still use it. Also at a funeral mass, I gave a short sermon, which was never easy for me to prepare. In next week's video, I will describe what I typically said in the sermon and what I never said but could have said. I will also speak of the funeral of one of my high school math students who killed himself. That's next week. Thank you for watching this video.